please welcome Σπύρος Ριζόπουλο. Please turn off your phone because the speech will be broadcasted. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Good. Well, first of all, it's a great day today. It's a beautiful day outside, and it's great to be here with you guys today. What makes it even greater is that on my way up, I saw, I think it was on my right, it said, student government, you know. And it's quite encouraging because we live in a country with no government. So, thank you for existing. I was amazed by the title, Moving On from Thinking Out of the Box, which is the most deceiving title we're going to hear in Greece because no one is determined to move away from any stinking box. In this country, you're stuck with the most conservative thinkers you can even imagine, the most insecure brain power you can ever find all around the world. And that's why we're stuck in the mud the way we are. So when I saw the title, you know, Thinking Without a Box, I said, these guys, you know, they're trying to say something. You know, so let's help them a little bit. So I came up with an even more aggressive title saying, let's create our new box. But in order to create a new box, in certain values when you work hard, you never fail. You need to understand how you got, where you got, and what went wrong along the way. So before we start drawing together today, the new box, through my very personal experience in my own eyes, that's personal experience for me, at the end of the day, I want you to keep one thought, that it's your job to create your own box. And that's what's called personal vision. No one hands you visions. You make it yourself. What we're experiencing today goes back to the end of the Second World War. Many historians make a very big mistake determining that the change of the world came with the fall of communism. That's not true. That is not true. Because simply the fall of communism just realigned allies. It's information that changed the world. It's information that led to the fall of communism. It wasn't policy. It was TV that made the outbreak in Eastern Germany. And it was propaganda. And this is where it goes back to my intro, that there is no such thing as reality. Perception is reality. So, then we had to find the definition of strong economies. So we had to use policy to provide fuel for corporations. And corporations had to become strong. But in order for corporations to serve these two, they had to spread into a multinational drain. So we have the rise of multinational corporations. Tied directly to strong economies. And because our nation was built on aid, from the Marshall Plan all the way to the European Union structural funds, you know, we had to support the creation of jobs. Not this way, but since they were giving us free money, we thought, you know, what the hell, we'll spend it for free. So, we created, because we were smarter than the rest of the world, we created a huge public sector. And that's your Greek paradigm. that is exactly the beginning of your problem. So what's happened? The areas where growth took place is changing. The Gulf is rising, China's rising, Russia's rising. All these conventional markets upon which the previous model was built are falling simply because people took advantage of the dreams they created. Not just by enjoying them, but taking advantage of them. So what happened? The damage that the TV did for the fall of communism, then came the internet. And the internet screwed up completely the global paradigm. Completely. We had the redefinition of capitalism. Capitalism was an ideology, was a conventional way of teaching people how to profit. The internet turned capitalism into its new form, which is called capital markets. So now we have the biggest problem. We're stuck in the middle because capital markets are competing with these organizations that were created and are competing with governments, and there's no one you can talk to. No one represents capital markets. It's millions of people that read their own information. You want to convince me that the EU is working? There's one thing you can keep in mind. Friends, do not negotiate. Friends, do not negotiate. So what do we need? We need to redefine our national interests. So you need a new foreign policy. You need a national, strong, ethnic dogma. And as you define your new national strategy, you define your new economic vision. So you need a solid national plan upon which you will be able to draw all the necessary elements. So all of a sudden we are no longer talking about a box. And this is where you go back to the basics. You need to decide the one thing that determines your country. The thing that you can sell. There's only one thing that we're very good at and no one can replace us at. That is experience in life. So you need one vision. This beats everything and anything. But you need to decide that this is the final and underlying determining factor. Because if you decide that you go with a single strategy, then it is obvious. Your energy, well, alternatives. Your products, your own. Your service, whoever wants to work. Your economy, it's pretty obvious. Agriculture, service, events, So keep at the end of the day in your mind that this nation needs a single determining factor upon which it's going to be able to reshape its own national vision and own national identity. Not because we don't want to belong to the rest of the world, but before we decide how we belong, we want to be able to reshape our belonging in a way where it first serves our own national interests. And as the Chinese would say, may you live in interesting times, because these times are going to be very interesting. Thank you very much.